Hello everybody, it's Leela.
And Beau.
And welcome back to my channel. Or welcome to my channel if it's your first time.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Subscribe now, please.
Today we're going to talk about Boys Planet episode 10.
Episode 10.
We're in the final stretch, everyone.
2 more, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank the Lord.
The next two are only pain and suffering. That's the... We're past all the fun stuff.
But it also...
Only pain and suffering from here on out.
You can also see the end of the light at the end of the tunnel, so you're kind of like, this isn't so bad.
I have tea. Beau has wine.
I don't have wine. I'm drinking soda pop.
You're drinking wine. So get comfortable, have a seat.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about our feelings today, everyone.
Our feelers.
And you can share your feelings in the comments. Because we all need like a collective group hug.
It's not been that... I don't think it's been that
before next
so
week.
Far. I mean...
Before next week and the following week, everyone's going to need a hug. Everyone who's watching, all the trainees, everyone's going to need a hug. We're in the darkest hours, everyone.
I feel about it, I'll either be, okay, my favorites went home, I'm not really interested in the group, or I'll be like, cool, this is a good group. So I'm kind of prepared either way. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So... This week was the last of the performances of the series. We've been listening to these songs already for like so long. It feels like that like the only difference for finally seeing it performed is like seeing the outfits and stuff. Like
I don't want to ever see these outfits again.
They're bad.
Especially those extensions. Schweibo, take those out of your hair. Give them back to the woman that gave them to you.
That was a personal attack. From the stylist.
It was something.
That was a personal attack. But Tay-Ray and the little kitty ear headband,
I just don't...
Legendary.
I know K-pop fashion.
It's adorable.
K-pop fashion is a trip, but this was like, it just looked uncomfortable to be into a little bit. It looked a little too bulky, but anyway.
Switch is an okay song. It's kind of cute and fun. It's not my favorite of all the songs.
It's a good song. All the songs were good.
I thought they did well. The behind the scene practice stuff, like. Kate is like really down right now. I don't know if he's not feeling well or he's just really tired.
He's tired of explaining the Band-Aid.
And like, yeah, he took like the smallest part voluntarily because he's just really burned out, I think.
I think he's tired, yeah.
And that made me really sad to see.
No, it might be, because he's been doing it a while, it might be a healthy way that he knows you've got to pace yourself, so maybe he's stepping back a bit to kind of...
He looked really, really... Not.
I'm thinking all of them did. I don't know anybody in this group who really looked, bright-eyed.
Park Hanbin.
But he's now getting a golden, kind of an he's on an upswing, I think.
Yeah.
And although he's been performing well and was in the winning teams like 3 times, I think, I don't know if they go home and watch the shows or they just catch a buzz, but I think he's on an upswing. Everybody else has kind of they've all been kind of hitting for a while. What's his name? Jongwoo.
He seemed pretty down, too.
I think Jongwoo is aware that it's very possible that he got as high as he could.
He's in a precarious position.
But what you also have to think at that stage is, well, I could go higher even making it to the group. But if not, I think
he also got his feelings pretty hurt by getting voted out of his team.
Sure. Who volunteered to leave? Was it Kate and him were voted out? And then Tay-Ray volunteered to leave. Was that it?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean... When you're voted out of a team, I imagine that some of them leave voluntarily to avoid this feeling, but when you are voted out of a team, you are literally being told by everybody else, you're not the most powerful unless you're really good and you can tell that someone sees you as taking the position they want. So that's a possibility. But when you're in the middle, like Jongwoo...
He was the leader.
Right. He might have turned some people off with his leading style too. They didn't want to deal with that. He's been a little cocky, but I think when you're Jongwoo and people like that, and then you get kicked out, you're starting to wonder: has my meteor already started to fade or whatever? So I don't know. The song is good. The song is great, and it requires a certain energy on stage. They definitely had it. The song has it. Well. The outfits are just horrible, but I like the little arcade theme they had going on.
Yeah, their stage was really cute.
It's just the group didn't. I'm not saying this in a bad way or whatever, but I don't think they had much chemistry because they hadn't been together long. There's certain groups when they get together, there's just like lightning and it's fun, you know. But these guys, I think, just didn't really quite maybe get on as well. Again, maybe it's because they were kicked out. I don't know. Did we see their score? They were second to bottom or something like that. I don't remember.
I didn't make that note of the.
Because everybody was convinced, they'd be pretty high and stuff. But yeah, I imagine Kata is probably a bit burnt out.
I think he's just tired, and it makes me feel bad. But anyway,
that's what you got to do.
Did you know that Jungwoo has a whole like bunch of tattoos on his forearm?
Oh, does he?
Today was not today. This like last week was the learning of everyone's hidden tattoos.
Oh, right.
Jungwoo has a bunch of tattoos on his forearm that I've never seen because he always wears long sleeves. Are they blurring them out on the? No, he just always wears long sleeves, so you don't see them. Matthew has a small back tattoo.
How do you know that he has tattoos? If you,
I saw
another picture.
Fan cams they were out and about in the city,
right,
going to meet fans face to face and to see their banners.
Ricky
and stuff.
Showed his tattoo and stuff.
And you could see them. I was like, oh, those are cool, pretty.
Yeah, I mean,
Ricky's neck tattoo, it says role model, just in case anyone didn't know. Because he's been wearing that tape on his neck all season.
I have to be honest.
It says role model.
I was like, role model is kind of like a smart alecky way of saying, like, you know.
I don't understand it.
I think it's maybe a bit attempting to be a bit swaggy or something, but it kind of, the English was, I don't know, but I was really disappointed it didn't say tall and handsome or rich and, you know, like he's been using that catchphrase since he was 6, you know.
You didn't have a tattoo at 6.
Whatever, I'm just saying it's been so long, you know, people think he made it up for the show. I think it'd been funny if
I don't think he's even 18 yet. Is he?
Ricky,
did you have a tattoo when you're underage?
I'm gonna call his parents.
Anyway.
It was a good song. I think it was a great... the clothes and the stage were so bright and so crazy that you expected it to be a bit more cutesy than it was. And it really wasn't. But it is a good song. It's a good song. Not my favorite, but...
On Guard, Switch, and Supercharger did not go into my Spotify playlist. Over Me and Say My Name did go into my Spotify playlist. Well,
that's a bit of a spoiler.
No, it's just what I like and don't like. So next was Say My Name. Say My Name. Finally, we got to see this.
Yeah.
Like the 3-week-long trilogy of absolute Mnet targeted character assassination for Suck Matthew, whomst they portrayed in the first and second episode of this entire show as an absolute angel, as the best person you want in this group. Look at Matthew. Isn't he cute? He's so good. Matthew is amazing. And then they like change their mind and have been ripping on this kid for 3 weeks. And they finally like tried to come to a resolution about it or whatever. I am mad at Mnet about this. I am mad at Mnet for this character because I'm scared it's going to affect his rank.
I'm going to say the opposite.
What?
That I do agree. They kind of, it wasn't really. Maybe it was an attempt at a lighter version of a evil edit, but he said what he said. He acted the way he acted. I think that for me, it actually showed that he was right, and that his friends were kind of stabbing him in the back a bit. I think that he's the only G group member. I think there was this weird kind of power dynamic going on there too, where Ji-Woong was speaking up a lot more, and Ji-Woong was not the leader.
He's the oldest.
Oh man, I'm getting way into this drama too much, but nothing against the rest of the guys in the group, but I do think I got a feeling of like, I'm not saying like we're Korean and you're not type of thing, but you're going to listen to us. We voted and that's all there is to it. But yet they couldn't just say that because they were aware the cameras were on and stuff like that.
I don't know.
I think that
it was weird.
They wanted to give what's his name the other part so he can hit the notes more or whatever. I can't remember why they switched it around, but I was like, any one of these guys could do any of those parts. Yeah. Hanbin opens the song with a high note that was, I thought, relatively weak. You know,
not bad, but not powerful
he's
either.
Not a power singer.
Right.
Hanbin, he's good because he can do a little bit of everything great. But he's definitely not the very best dancer in the world. They're very, very best singer, but he's up there.
He might be the best dancer.
No, he's not. He's up there. He doesn't have the flow that some of the guys do, but he is up there. Don't get me wrong. He's like, you know, the everyman of every position. And I just thought that nobody in this group was so outrageously good, except for who's on the far left. I forget his name. Sungwon is obviously the biggest vocalist in the group.
Yes.
So I think that was fine. But everybody in this group, and then everybody in this group could do almost every part in the song. It was just a five person's cutesy song. It wasn't there was no belting going on really. It's a little bit. I just thought it was a bit, because correct me if I'm wrong, but they had the parts arranged, and then they suddenly said, "No, Matthew, you're going to change your part."
Yeah.
I thought was, excuse my language, a dick move. And I thought that he was like, are you kidding? Because
we've already practiced this.
It's like when you're at work and you're friends with all your coworkers, and then some real stuff comes down and you realize these aren't my friends.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that in a bad way, but I had a feeling that he was, and when they were practicing in front of the Star Master, you know, the really good dancer guy and all that.
He was just ripping them to shreds because Matthew was still upset from everything.
You can't...
And Matthew is one of those people. Matthew does not have a poker face. And he, like...
well, yeah, because when he smiles, the world comes alive.
I know.
Like,
when he smiles, it's like...
everybody's like, this is so good.
The sunshine. So anytime that he's not, like, if he's a little bit upset or, like, a little bit not giving that, it's like, oh my God, are you okay? So,
to me, it felt a little strange, too, that quickly pick out the 1G group member and try to give him some kind of character assassination. Just a little tinkling of it. Not a horrible edit, but just a little tinkling. But to me, it actually worked, at least for me personally, in his favor, showing that, okay, guys, me, so you're basically bullying, grouping up on him and just saying, this is how it's going to be. And he's like, wait, you just changed my part. I'll go to the Star Creators and be like, or the Star Masters and be like, you can't just change my part like that because all of a sudden you guys want to. I would have spoke up in the practice. I would have said, they changed my part last minute. I didn't want it. But I do call a little BS because in the interview, the solo interview, he said, I wanted it because my mom could hear the English. Why did he not say that to them? Maybe he did, that we didn't see it. But maybe he it's like, all right, is he trying to come up with an excuse to act kind of upset? I think overall what happened is he got his feelings hurt. He's tired because he sucked Matthew and he can't be bright and shiny constantly. Yeah. Even Teletubbies get tired and cranky once in a while. And then it's like you just started feeling stabbed in the back by your friends.
I felt bad for him. Like, I still love him. I still want him in this group.
Of course.
I'm worried that there are people that are going to fall for the bull crap and start not voting for him anymore, which makes me really scared for the one picks. Because I want Matthew in this team. I want Matthew to debut. Like, if he does not debut, I'm like, I can't function. This is stupid.
We will discuss something later. Go ahead.
But anyway, just the rest of the song. One note, number one, I love this song so much.
These are fun songs.
This is my type of stuff. Two, Eugen looked adorable and sounded adorable. Like, for the first time doing something that, like, I think this suits him way better than acting like the cool guy. Like, he looked adorable.
Yes, but I think he's able to do it
and
also.
Matthew looked adorable.
Of course, but I think Eugen can do this because it matches his skill level. He's not up there. This is not the hardest song. I'm not, Leela.
It's a different type of skill.
I understand, but I'm just saying that, and I'm not saying that Matthew, for example, is the most skilled singer in the world. I'm not saying that, but there is a charisma and stuff the rest of these guys have that Eugen does not have. What he has going for him is that he's young and cute, and the voter. That's fine. There's a reason Ji-woong's has been, surviving the show thanks to some abs, but I would say also a personality and everything. I like Ji-woong, but what I'm saying,
I like Ji-woong too. He's more than just that.
What I'm saying is that this is how you, as a producer of a group or whatever, you need to learn how to use your people in their strong songs. I actually do think with Matthew, when he said maybe I should have just went to Switch, I think he should have went to a different song. Because this song, everybody's like, oh, this is so Matthew, this is so Matthew. And it kind of felt a bit like when Woongi did Twice. Mm-hmm. And it was...
obvious.
But it was kind of like... it didn't work because the rest of the group wasn't there with them. So it just kind of felt sad. To me, with all the drama and stuff, it really tainted this performance for me. But the song is super fun and stuff like that.
Anyway, yeah. I love the song.
Not my favorite, but it's a good song.
And then Over Me, who won. All of my guessing and predictions were correct. Everyone, thank you.
Yes, you predicted because of Kwanji saying that.
Because people on the subreddit also noticed it. But I was right. That screech that we heard was Kwanji. And Over Me won. Well deserved. And they slayed it. And again, Mnet, like... the very beginning of the show, like the first half of the journey of the show, like everybody's pretty much on equal footing, and they only show everyone's good sides, and they show Jay so good, and Jay was like, oh my god, he's so amazing. He can go up against Hui and sing him under a table. Like, this is so amazing. And then now, it's coming towards the end. Jay has been in the top 9 once. Mnet wants to act like he doesn't exist.
Excuse me.
They edited him out of everything. They edited him out all the behind the scenes footage. They edited him out of the recording booth. You're telling me that you couldn't bear to show 2 seconds of this guy slaying recording this song? Instead, you needed to focus on the single K group member, Junghyun, who's ranked way too low to finally make it up into this group now. Like, what are you doing?
He's not going to be in the group.
What are you doing? And in the live performance, don't even put the camera on him during his parts. We don't need that. We need audience reactions and the camera on other other members that aren't doing the singing right then. Like, Mnet is really obvious sometimes, and they're really aggravating me.
Well,
Like,
I have so much to say about this.
How dare you?
First of all, I don't know if what we're hearing when we watch it is the stage sound or whatever. Either way, I don't think anybody doubts that Jay could be doing those ad-libs live.
Yeah.
Easily. When I watched this, and then I watched it again, and then I saw that, I guess we're saying who lost. Jay lost. He came in last.
He got the lowest number of individual votes.
What that tells me, well, I already knew this, but what this really reinforces for me is the fact that the Korean audience there, the voters there, are doofuses. They're just,
It's about who looked best in the outfit, and he was short.
Well,
it's never about.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be mean. I'm sorry. Or they're only voting with what they can really see, and because he was in the back a bit. But it doesn't take much of a listen to realize that when Jay adds his flavor to a song, that's all you hear sometimes. Like, not in a bad way.
Listen to it on Spotify.
Not only that, listen to his improving stuff, his ad-lib stuff, but the best one is not the high note and all that stuff. It's the way he sang the high note. It fades in like, "Wah," and then at the end, he does that brilliant little ad-lib that goes, "Ah," it's like a low, it goes back low register instead, it doesn't go up high. I'm not a singer, but, and he's doing it the entire second half of the song. He is, to me, in singing, I think, he has a natural talent that I really believe in this performance too. Is number one in this whole show. He has a feeling, an art. You feel a creativity, a passion coming. And I'm not saying that just because he's non-Korean or anything like that, but Hui is so trained that he definitely can do all this stuff. And I love Hui's voice. But when you get that good, you're almost like a perfectly tuned guitar. It's hard to have a real grittiness or a soulness. And Jay has that because maybe he's new, and I'm always thinking with someone like Jay, I hope they don't train out of him his personality, because this is what makes Jay
the character
Jay.
Of his vocal. Yeah.
So he's doing these subtle, wonderfully done little ad libs, and they're showing other people. I really do believe this editors thought, well, they'll think the person that we're showing might be doing that ad lib. Although an idiot would think that, because you can tell it's Jay's voice.
And they're just dumping on him because his dancing isn't like at the very top. But I don't care. He gets work done. Like, why are you picking on him for something stupid like that? Like,
yeah, this is what we need to start.
It's annoying.
As K-pop fans, what do you want? Dance to be more important with lip syncing, or let's pull back on the dancing a bit if we needed to and let the singers sing. It drives me insane how they did Jay in this. It wouldn't be so bad if I saw that he came in second or something, because Jong Hao, everybody in this group is really good, first of all.
Yeah, Jong Hao getting first place, deserved. He did amazing.
But he also had the most time. So if he came in second, but to come in dead last with 400 something votes or points or whatever, I just thought it works. This editing, the placement of them, all that stuff works. Like, the propaganda kind of stuff that Mnet does, it really works, because most of the voters, and I'm not trying to sound hoity-toity or whatever like that, do not appreciate the subtlety of what somebody like a Jay or a Kwanji's doing. It's insane. Like, do you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Having said that, everybody in this team was great. They
did really well.
This could be a group, and this could be a group's
it would
opening.
Make me happy.
This could be their first song they
like,
release.
I'm not gonna front. Like, Junghyun, like, he did really well.
The rapper?
He's tall. He's pretty. He did really
yeah,
well.
his rap was
he
good.
added a rap that wasn't there, and it worked.
And if you notice,
like, I'm not mad at him for that. I'm only mad at Mnet for acting like he was the only person in this group.
Well, he was the only Korean.
And ignoring everyone else. And two, Ricky did really well. Like, this is Ricky in his element, and I'm so glad he got to do it. It's so fun. He has a lovely voice. He did well. Kwanji adding the crazy dance break stuff that he does,
it's not
so
even
good.
It's not even crazy. It's Kwanji, where it just he pulls off shit, and you're like, I guess we're doing that now. I guess we can just fold in half while flipping it. You know, it's like it's just Kwanji.
They did the behind the scenes videos with they've been doing a bunch of silly videos with the animal costumes, and then they did one with the song playing twice as fast. And then everyone falls at the end of the song because they're tired at the twice as fast one. Yeah. Kwanji fell like backwards halfway, or something.
Like a contortionist freak.
And then like everyone's all tired and breathing hard. And he'd like to get up when he's tired. He was like, and then he like raises up from behind. I was like, that's what you do when you're tired.
No, that's what you do when you're a person.
Wild.
That's what you do when
He's
you've done stage shows and stuff since you were 3.
I love him. Like
Ricky.
He's such a gem. We've got to have Kwanji in a group.
I agree. Well, he adds a serious, and again, not to sound hoity-toity, a serious artfulness to whoever you do. Same as what Jay would do. Ricky, I think I see the same as Jiwon. I think they've both coasted by in a lot of ways on their looks more than anything, their charisma. Although Ricky doesn't do a lot of charismatic things.
That's just he's just himself.
He's got I am as straight as a board, but I'm like that. I could see how women would like a mysterious kind of quiet. And when he smiles, he's kind of shy because he doesn't like his smile. You could tell he has a little tat. He's an interesting guy.
Yeah.
Having said that, and I don't mean to say that, I wasn't meaning to say this about Jiwon or Yoojin. I'm not saying they don't have any talent. But what I'm saying is there is a.
You shouldn't say that.
I never did say that.
Okay.
Ricky and Jiwon though there's some charisma there that's a little sparkling and a little bit. They walk in, you're going, who is that? Yes. Yoojin hasn't developed that yet. He'll get it. He's just kind of cutesy now and stuff. Yeah. Maybe if you're a 14-year-old girl, he has it. I don't know. But Zhang Hao is, of course. He's going to be number one. Like you said, he will be number one.
I think for this next elimination, because we had said last time how Ricky went up to rank 7 is because of all these bonus points. With all them bonus points, I think Jung has a chance to be number 1.
I mean, do I care if he'll be in the top 9 and he'll make it in the group? What do I care? Well, I hope.
Well, don't do that to me. Anyway, but yeah.
But this group is a great mix.
I love this song. It's going to be my top played on the year on Spotify. I'm predicting it now.
Yeah, this group is a good mix of different levels of talent, but also different kinds of talent. Mm-hmm. And if they would never do this, but could you imagine a little group like this was a little group coming out?
Oh man!
Then you can be a solo, the best singer, Jay, and then because that's your specialty in a group of 5.
And
it's
then
not
the best
like
dancer.
Yeah, best dancer. Then Jung Hao,
all arounder,
rapper, and
rapper, and then visual king.
And then
Ricky.
and also he could rap. He can do. He's kind of like Jung Hao. He can do a little bit of everything. So. This group excited me the same way You Plus Me Equals Love did, and when I remember seeing that track with the Twin Towers, May and the girl from China, and I'm sorry if she wasn't from China,
I don't remember.
Katone, and Youngin, and I was just like, this has such a sparkling, wonderful quality to it. It would be a real like if these 5 guys, or at least 4 at least, because I don't know the rapper that well, but let's say he makes it. If these 5 guys make it into the group, that's a really interesting mix already. So, but yeah, they didn't just do Jay dirty. They did it like so subtly. It was where they were going to other people while he was singing his own. But go back and listen to his improv, his ad-libs.
Watch his fan cams.
And yeah, he's not the best dancer in the world. And yes, these outfits were incredibly bad. Horrible. The lipstick was a bit too much on some of them. It was too red. And looked a little out of place.
In this photo here, when the light is more clear, they look okay.
It's not so red.
The stage lighting was so red that it made it look like they were wearing bright red lipstick.
Maybe that's what it is.
That does not suit everybody.
But go back and listen to the performance and listen to how he is weaving these ad-libs in there. And we didn't get to see the producers say, is that good or bad? Because I'm not a trained singer.
They said nothing.
They didn't even show him do his... maybe it's because
Give me the unedited footage, Mnet. Give me the unedited footage. I want to see and hear what the trainers had to say about Jay's vocals on this song and in the recording booth. You snakes.
I consider this stuff too.
Because he did a really good job.
This is a little group that comes out, and imagine how good they get, because you have Jay and Zhang Hao giving vocal lessons, right? You'd have Kwanji giving dance and teaching him how to stay limber. I mean, this is a very exciting little group and a great song that gave me hope for the future K-pop, and we'll probably never hear a group do something like it again. So there you go. Excuse me.
This is my tier list right now. It's a slight change from last time. Beau hasn't seen this.
Well, how much of a change is it?
Our top 9s haven't changed because no one's left the show yet. So
they'll change completely, though. Yeah,
So I've changed. So we've put a different tier list here to talk about everything. At the bottom tier are the people I think I'm like, if I'm guessing, are the ones that are eliminated.
This is why you're saying you did tier list, because you already did the 10 eliminations.
This is my guess.
Okay, let's see who you got. Well, do you want to discuss the whole arrangement, or do you want to just talk about who? Excuse-moi, burpee water. Okay, so let's talk about...
I'm guessing on the eliminations, the most hurtful ones in this row
let's talk about those last.
Are Kwanji and Woongi and so on. Like, I think they might not
talk about those last.
But... Okay, good. The top tier is my... So, last time I had the top tier as like, here is my ideal top 9. So I'm taking that away. Instead, I'm having... This is my... If they don't make it into the group, in the finale, if their names are not called, I'm probably going to fall into a mental health crisis for at least 24 hours.
But pause on that thought for a moment, though. But that's with the caveat that you're only adding people that you think have a chance of actually making it, though.
Well, this is my feelings.
This is right, but this is not your fantasy group necessarily.
No, these are the people. These are my no compromise 6
who have a good chance of making it too. I think
not everybody.
We'll see.
Yeah. Jiwoong, I can't compromise on Jiwoong. I need him in this team.
He doesn't do anything for me, but he also does things for me. I really think he's an interesting guy.
He deserves the second chance in his career. Not second chance, fourth chance, third chance. And he makes a good eldest member. He's so mature.
Okay, first of all, and he leaves the show and he's not in the group. That guy, I'm not saying. I'm saying if he doesn't, that guy will be in something. People discovered that guy. But for me, it's that he seems to have a maturity.
I love his maturity. I love his attitude. I love his slight awkwardness. I love his little dad jokes. Like the energy he's bringing to this team. I love it.
I just don't want a team of 15-year-olds.
I need Jiwoong in this team.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
We've already talked about how much we love Jay. We don't need to reiterate Jay. Keita, similar situation. This week, I decided to torture myself and rewatch Treasure Box, part of it.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Because, listen...
Are you mad?
I've watched Treasure Box like 3 times, but every time I was so like laser focused on Mashio because he was my treasure bias that I didn't... Like, I always was aware of Keita, but didn't like focus on him.
Excuse me.
I rewatched a little bit of Treasure Box. Keita was like... He was an ace even back then.
No, yeah.
He was in a team with Yedam, and he and Yedam like slayed together. He was a good rapper in like 2017, 18.
He's charismatic as hell on stage.
And charismatic, and even back then, he was really. I was so focused on my bias but he was good even then, and everyone liked him. And Keita was like, he was the guy. And like everyone loved, so I went back and rewatched his performances because it just had been so long.
Excuse me.
I really adore him. I really adore Keita.
Side note: I think what makes Keita interesting for me is that you see a lot of rappers, kind of like hip hop, K-poppers coming up, and that's his thing. He can dance and he can rap and stuff mostly, and they're often just going through the motions, the what they've seen others do. He adds his own flair to it, which is that he just seems really comfortable and really enjoys it on stage. He's meant to perform. Yeah, that's rare, so that's why I would like to see him. Yeah. I think he would add an excitement to the group.
I think the level of his skill for rapping is like really good. I tend to not like bias the rappers except for in BTS, so that's probably why I didn't notice him before. But yeah, so Jong Hao, I need him in this group. Like Jong Hao is. He's just so smart and like good at everything and just mature, and I just love him.
What it feels like to me, and again, I'm not saying anything about number one Han, whatever, and I always say this, that he's the number one Hanbin to me. Jong Hao is. He's the real number one. Is that he seems to be Hanbin with a little bit more experience, possibly, or a little bit more maturity. He just seems to have a little bit more worldliness, I guess. I mean, maybe it's all the languages he speaks. He's been, I don't know. I'm not saying Hanbin's not mature, but in their leadership, I've noticed, Although there were some complaints about Zhang Hao's leadership. In the
I'm
one
not
where
even
he's-
getting
but
that was
that
some bull
that
crap.
was he also changed his leadership style. He's gotten a lot of good edits, and he's from G Group, right?
I love
so
him. I like
people don't
vote for
don't understand
Zhang
if
Hao.
he made it the group and was the leader of the group as a G Group member.
And
that
it
would
makes
be
me
something.
really happy that the Korean fans seem to love him too. Like I love that.
And it's
I love
not
that for
because
him.
and not just due to
love that
looks
for
or
him.
something. I'm not saying that
Because
he's
he's
not
just
good looking,
really
but,
sincere
yeah.
about everything.
Yeah.
Tay-Ray, we haven't talked about
Also,
Tay-Ray
does he
in a
wear
while.
braces? He has braces or something.
He had a
doesn't
retainer or something. Didn't he have a retainer?
Something like I just think it's so fun. Idols and retainers are just funny. Hold on a second. Let me
What?
take out my retainer. Okay, I'm ready to go on stage.
Tay-Ray, I've talked in previous episodes how much I love Tay-Ray. He's just such an adorable little nerd, and he just has the cutest little face, and cutest little smile, and cutest little dimples, and beautiful voice, like second-gen main vocal style voice.
I think he's good,
That I love. I adore Tay-Ray. Like I've said previously, and I still mean it. I'm one picking Kata, but my bias in this team is Tay-Ray. Like I really love that.
I think
love
Tay-Ray has a good chance. I don't know what his
He's
rank
such a
was last
sweetie
time.
pie and a little adorable.
But he also
pie.
has a chance.
And
because
damn good main vocalist. Damn
with
good.
shows like this, you have to consider what they might do if they're not making it into the group.
I don't want to think
or
about it.
what happened to them in the show. And I think
Because he's one of the Wake Ones, and Wake Ones isn't debuting a group.
No, but he could easily be a soloist. He could be a
No.
He's good.
And Matthew, we've already talked about Matthew today. I need Matthew to be in this team. Like he's our English speaker. He's our international boy. He's the cutest, smiliest little bright sunshine light bulb. Like, I need Matthew to be in this team. Like, please continue to vote for Matthew. Like,
he doesn't have he's not the best singer, but he has a good mid voice.
he has stage presence.
He has stage presence. I think
He's
he's got a good
delightful.
personality. He's again one of these people who walks in and everybody notices kind of thing.
So, yeah, and like you said, I have tempered this a little bit with
Reality.
I haven't put anyone here who hasn't been in the top 9 before. You know? My congrats on your debut. I put Hanbin down there. I like Hanbin a lot. I want him. He's in my ideal top 9. But
Wait, which Hanbin?
Sung Hanbin, right? Number 1.
Oh,
Hanbin.
Captain America. Okay.
But like, there's no world in which he's not going to make this team. But like, if he did, would I cry about him particularly? Probably not. It's not the same.
No, I wouldn't cry at
Yuvin
all.
and Eugen, again, I'm like neutral on them. I like them. They're in the group. That's fine.
They're so
But
young.
they're
They
not.
go off to
They're
be
not
somewhere
my
else.
like my babies. I'm in the little bit hopeful, like maybe in a world could exist where my other faves make it into this team, which would be Gunwook and Junhyun and Ricky. Like maybe there's a world where it happens for the 3 of them, or one of them, or 2 of them.
Gungwon has the best chance. Gungwon, then Ricky, then
Junhyun.
Eugen, I think.
But I'm not. I'm like, am I non-functional for 24 hours if Gunwook doesn't make it? A little bit, but not maybe not.
Here's the thing.
I really like him a lot. Junhyun, he's never been in
is my
top
bias
9.
in this
He's my
whole
bias.
series.
Yes,
I think.
Yes.
But when I come to one pick, I can't pick. I have to pick a G group member.
Yeah.
It'll be Jay or Ricky. I can't remember how we're deciding to do it. I think I'm going to go
Jay.
for Jay, just because there'll be no G group members in this group. It'll be all Koreans, which is fine if you wanted to make a non-international group. But they said they're so. But Jihyun, I think, is still really young. We saw his acting. He can sing. He'll be into something.
Yeah.
Gungwook, I agree as well.
And he's not like in some of the the Yuhwas and the Wake ones. I'm more worried about because Wake One has already said they're not going to debut a boy group. Yuhua literally just debuted Tempest. They're not going to do another one right away. Junhyun is on a different label that has not debuted a group, so I really do think that he has something waiting for him after this. I sincerely think that little label he's on is going to take him, the other guys that were from that label, and then maybe some other Boys Planet boys and make a team pretty quickly.
I think he
That's my prediction.
I think he missed, maybe not his own fault, but an opportunity to do something like Over Me or something, a little bit more mature. Because he's this whole show, the story was he was a clown and silly.
He didn't stand out in On Guard.
He didn't get to show his voice.
In On Guard, he was
again
in the
not his fault,
fault
because he got moved around sometimes in certain songs. But I think he should have actively went out for a different song before the show ended. So,
but he did well.
Yeah.
And then I have my not mad about it tier where it's like maybe lowish chances, though. Park Han-bin is at number 11 right now. Meteoric rise.
He's been doing well. Yeah.
Park Han-bin is delightful. He is a delightful person. Like, they showed it and talked about it. Like every team he's led has like done really well. He always like wins, and I'm not joking. Every team he's in, like when he's on stage, I do look at him. Like Park Han-min is who I'm looking at when he's on stage. Like he's got the facial expressions. He's super good. Like
I never noticed him, but I think it's because they haven't given him that much to do. But
like
I don't know.
Park Han-min is great. Like
he's just quietly been climbing up there.
Yeah, I really do. Like, and he's at rank 11.
I mean,
so who knows?
Of all the Captain Americas in the show, I think he's one of the better ones, of course. Yeah. But Zhang Hao's the
and two, I love his energy. Like in Switch Team, he was like in the behind the scenes. He's such a social butterfly. He like made an effort to go to Schweibo and stuff and make sure he felt included and talk to him. He's just a little angel.
Yeah, like, you never know. Someone like him might come out of nowhere.
And like everyone else is like having mental breakdowns and like really exhausted and everything. And he's just been going like the Energizer Bunny.
Well, now we haven't seen all the footage. We don't know.
I know the dance practices and stuff. From what we've seen, behind the scenes.
No, I think you're right though. He's like some people are like that though. Some people are like that.
Man is a trooper.
Yeah, some people
like
are.
Wild. Sungwon, I like him a whole lot. You know, I'm not mad about it. Haruto, you know, we love Haruto. Wang Jihao, like, maybe he could come from nowhere. I love him. And Sungwon is a great singer, so, like, that's my not mad about it tier, but probably not super high chances.
There's like 3 people I'm mad about in this whole thing, but that's it. The whole show
is a no for me. We've talked about this.
I think it'd be, if it happened, I'd rather it not happen because he has a storied career and stuff, and I think he knows that too. But if it happened, I agree though that the advantage is he would automatically be the leader and automatically be the dad, and no one would question it, including himself.
He is the only one on the show, even though like Yuvin and Yujin are not like my faves or whatever. Like personal faves, like if they're in the group, I'm not mad about it. I think they're really sweet. I think Yuvin has a really sweet dynamic with everyone. I think the two of them together are really cute. They're like good friends and stuff. Hui is the only one who, if he makes it in his group, I have to be real with y'all. I'm mad.
You're not the only one. It's nothing against Hui,
and it's not against him. No. He's amazing. That little play behind the scenes thing they did that we didn't talk about. He like sang his ass off doing that little musical thing. Like he is unreal. I just want him to be a soloist. Go make me a solo album, Hui. I will buy it. I will give you money. I promise to pre-order if you leave Boys Planet.
It makes me actually wish they would do a show like this for people almost literally in his exact situation, 25 and up idols who are
that's called peak time.
I know,
and they already got people removed for it.
That my favorite people. I'm saying that I'm saying like. In another show, another universe, I'd be totally pulling for him because he is really good. But I think I kind of sometimes questioned his motives for coming on the show. I think he was saying, I'm desperate and we can't get anybody to work for me, blah, blah, blah.
It's hard to believe.
But I think it might have been almost I'm not saying this in a cynical, evil way, but I think it was almost a PR move to get himself into some attention, maybe he's going to go solo.
He's done a lot of reality shows.
Who knows? But I don't blame him either way. That's his career. He's trying to further it.
And everyone in
he's good. He's super good.
The eliminated tier is like I'm pretty neutral on, except for like Kwanji is going to be really sad, Woongi is going to be really sad, and then Sowon, who is also delightful.
Okay, but are these?
But like I will follow Nine after this Sowon. I promise. I will listen to your comebacks. Like I think you are amazing.
You have 10 down here, right? So are these the 10 that you think will not make it?
It's my guess.
Okay. So we've got Hiroto. Yes, Hiroto's not making it past the cut. Hiroto. Sorry. Hiroto.
Hiroto.
They kept talking. I kept hearing his name, and I've never noticed the guy ever. And it's nothing against him.
There's just so many people. Right. You can't always.
Schweibo. I only noticed him because he did that crappy thing to Woongi.
Yeah.
Takuto. He. Honest to God. I feel like he's 12 years old. I'm like, have you been coddled your whole life? Like he's 16 or something. Like.
I don't know.
This kid, I don't know. Anyway,
he worked hard in Switch Team.
I agree. I think he was getting better. Hard. Like the two houses were getting better, but he shouldn't be that immature. He's 16. I don't know. He's just a little weird, but he needs to go back in the oven for a while and come back. I think he's
oven for Takuto, oven for Ollie.
Ollie is a charming, fantastic little personality. I would like to see him do more, but his skills aren't developed greatly yet.
Yeah.
I think he could probably, for all we know, be an incredible dancer, incredible singer. All we've heard really from him is rap.
I think that's what he likes to do.
He kind of just raps in English that we
Yeah.
feel like is native English, so it doesn't
Yeah.
feel real spectacular. So it's a little weak, but I love Ollie's amazing. I love Ollie. Who's this other? I can't read that.
Jung Hyun from the Over Me team.
Oh, the rapper guy.
Yeah.
I think I liked his rap. It was real subtle and stuff like that. Little too late. I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, I feel.
So I don't think he's gonna make it either. I agree with you so far. Who's this other one here?
Camden.
I don't know. He might
I like
survive
Camden
the cut.
a lot.
But
Camden
if you took,
is adorable.
I know. I think he might survive the cut. But if you took Camden out, I think you'd have to put somebody in like somebody in your not mad about it group, probably like Jihao. Someone like that might take his place.
I don't know. I don't think
because
so.
Camden has been getting a lot of attention lately. So Kwanji, I think he makes it past the cut. I'm going to disagree with you on that. Yeah, because I just think he has.
He did have Over Me bonus points.
He not only gets,
be wrong.
Yeah, that too.
I could be wrong.
But he also just shows such ability and such. He needs to be on stage. He's one of those guys like you could just see him living on stage because he has been for his whole life. That I think he's going to get enough votes to pull him through. So I think he'd survive.
Woongi, I don't know, man.
I think Woongi might make. I think he'll make it past the cut as well.
Really?
But then what you have to ask is who would take their places.
That's what scares me. That's what scares me.
Again, I think you'd have to take from mostly about this not mad about it. I think Wee's going to stay up there in the 17s, 15s, 13s. You know, he'll still hover around there.
Sungwon.
Somebody in the not mad about it would probably do it.
Wang
Now,
Jihao,
if it was me, and I would be happy if it was like a Eugen or Guven or something like that fell out, who to make room for some people who are more talented.
You know what's like if they hadn't given us that interim thing where they showed Guven at rank 16, which is 18's a cutoff, just as a reminder, and he was all the way down there at 16, right above that. He might have actually fallen out of this whole thing, but they did that intentionally so he wouldn't. And now I just feel like he's
not
just
guaranteed to work.
People are gonna panic.
Not guaranteed to work. Though.
Vote him back up all the way up to top 9 again. I just feel like I would be surprised if that didn't happen. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, so to me, I think
they wouldn't just let him take his rank, whatever that was. They had to they had to show us that number to freak everybody out and panic vote him up, which is probably going to push someone else down that I like.
Yeah, so Woongi though was rank 20 something, and he'd have to climb 5 or 6.
He'd have to go up pretty far.
He might not make it.
I don't know.
Who's this other one?
Jongwoo.
He had a good story there going up, but then I really believe that thing where he's like shutting the guy down. Okay,
he was a little harsh.
Was a bit. I don't know. I mean, it's fine, whatever. But it didn't feel like it was harsh. It felt like it was a bit cocky to me. Like he was getting up, and then you do this to you snap at somebody like you're at the help coming over here. Get over here, dog. It had. I mean, I'm not. Yeah. He didn't mean it that way. I think he's a nice guy, but to do that shows a bit of a level of confidence that borders on cockiness, and I think that might bite him in the ass. Some people might have turned off from that, but I like him. He's a good. He'll wind up in some group, and then we got So On. Yeah, I mean, I think he did. I think he survived most of this time because he got a couple winning songs, and he's from a group. But I think it's not enough.
I said too. He's like been the narrator of the show. Like him and Woongi are like the narrators of this story. Like they have so much screen time just talking about stuff because they're so delightful.
If they haven't already thought of it, those two, or some. There's YouTube agencies out there like give you your show like
that made like Chu Can Do It.
Like we were saying, if somebody hasn't thought. If they don't make it in a group, here's the contract. So On and Woongi, you're going to go around Korea. You're going to show Korean culture. So you're going to get money from the government.
And do fun things.
And you're going to invite your idol friends on there. And you're going to act super yourselves and have a hell of a good time. Imagine they go to the zoo, the animal thing that the snake around the neck. The absolute hilarity would be incredible. So
let's hope.
Let's
hope and pray.
Yeah, I'm not as worried about those two because they were so bright in the show. I'm more worried about someone like an Ollie or a Ricky or something just disappearing. So, but I think you're about right. This is the thing is when you start to think, all right, the 10 they're going to be eliminated. You have to find somebody
like that. It's going to start to hurt. Like this one's going to hurt, and the finality is going to be brutal. That's just. But
I will only be upset if it's really upset, like kind of like, I remember why I hate these shows. Although I don't, I love these shows. And it's Kwanji, Woongi. Probably, and that's about. I mean, if people kicked out Jay, but I'm talking about the people on the bottom list. There's certain ones that I would just be like, this is why do I do this to myself every 6 months or whatever it is in these shows? But I don't know. The rest of them, I think have never been kind of in my heart anyway. So I don't know.
Okay. So we will be back here next Saturday for the eliminations. Oh my gosh.
Is it going to be at the same time that they normally show the regular show? Okay. Yeah. Maybe we'll get up early.
And then the following week on the 20th is the live finale, which is happening at like a really big concert hall in Korea. Like really big. So this is going to be huge. We're going to watch it live. I'm going to get up early in the morning and watch it live. What we've done previously, for these is, I don't like recording like reactions with like my face and stuff, especially because it's going to be like 5 a.m.
Yeah, I don't want to do my makeup at 5 a.m.
Yeah, but we'll do audio like live reactions, which if you didn't hear me have an absolute nervous breakdown during Girls Planet, like I'm embarrassed. Don't go listen to it, but like we'll do live audio record an odd live audio reaction, then talk about it afterwards about whatever Bepler's name is going to be and stuff.
Yeah, because I'm glad that they're going to do it in front of a good sized crowd because Kepler was Girls Planet. It was during the end of COVID, so you had that. You were still getting reminded of COVID.
Wow, this group is going to be huge.
We'll have to talk about that because maybe the last show, because I think just from my feeling and hearing stuff, I do think this season was better received than Girls Planet. Also, it's just a bit more. There's not that specter of COVID hanging over it, but I also think it was a better season. I liked Girls Planet more.
It's been a while since a notable new boy group has debuted. I think they've got perfect timing. I think they've got, like, they brought back that flair of Produce where you get super invested into people.
Has there always been this
group is going to be big.
This many femme kind of boys in the group? Because this is the most femme reality show, and I'm like,
X1, yeah.
I love that. And I hope they don't just use it for these shows and then erase it in the groups.
They
do.
No,
I know. That's what happened to Woogie and stuff. But so I'm excited to see them in front of an actual crowd. One thing we got to look forward to, and we haven't even looked into, was Over Me going on M Count now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. That'll be fun. Okay, we will see everyone next Saturday. Give us a comment about your top 9 and your thoughts.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.